Hi, I'm Mike Tierney of Data Not Distress, and in this video I'd like to talk about why is Bangladesh so great. And I hope that Bangladeshis see this and know that there are people out there who recognize your country and your people's greatness. And I hope you're proud of your country. In recent years, with perhaps fewer resources, you've been outperforming your neighbor India in many ways, and the rest of the world as well this past year with COVID-19. So if you look on Data Not Distress, you'll see quite a few mentions of Bangladesh. At the top of the page, I have a constantly updated count of the magnitude of the US COVID-19 death rate versus Bangladesh, currently at 23 times the death rate to the same disease in the United States versus Bangladesh. Click on that, and it goes to a specific FAQ on Bangladesh. So, why is that? What is Bangladesh? What is so special about Bangladesh? Well, the US has a phrase, land of the free, home of the brave. Well, the United States is not that anymore. The US, and much of the West, has been conquered by a group of medical salesmen. Kind of like a Svengali D.B. Cooper, who instantly convinced the population to give up their lives and hold themselves hostage for medical ransom, and in doing so, killed orders of magnitude more people to the common cold because our staying away from each other makes it more deadly. And then it becomes this self-reinforcing plague of cowardice, with people hiding away from each other. So through this past year, I've been watching for countries that, if not learned from history, such as 17 years ago when we handled a 5 to 27 times more deadly coronavirus by living normal lives and had negligible deaths, that they at least live normal lives, for whatever reason, to see if they do indeed get better results than those following bad medical advice. And lo and behold, Bangladesh. Their government gave lockdown orders this year and last, and during those lockdowns, their factories stayed open, and people went to work. And for this April's lockdowns, they closed public transportation, supposedly for a week, and ended up reopening it in 2 days because the roads clogged with people. In the middle of this year and last year's lockdowns, crowds of upward of 100,000 all went to funerals together, and their COVID-19 death rate, at 1/23 of the United States, remains at half the death rate to gun violence in the United States. You're twice as likely of dying of gun violence in the United States as of dying of COVID-19 at any age in Bangladesh. They are living proof of everything that I've been saying, that if we handle COVID-19 like SARS, we would see the death rate of SARS. So, what is Bangladesh? Well, South Asia was ruled by Great Britain from the 1700s to 1950, when they decided to split up the region into 3 states: Pakistan, India, and East Pakistan, what is now Bangladesh. They split it up by religion, but there are different people in each country. Pakistan and Bangladesh are both Sunni Muslim, but Pakistan is predominantly Punjabi. Bangladesh and East India, around Calcutta, are Bengali people with the same language, but the Indian side mostly Bengali Hindu, and the Bangladesh side Bengali Muslim. So for 20 years, Bangladesh suffered under the rule of a foreign people from all the way on the other side of India. In 1971, Bangladesh had a civil war that led to the overthrow of Pakistan, and they installed their own government. So in terms of the United States, it's like it's 1825 or 1830 in Bangladesh, with a very new government, and the people have a recent memory that government can be wrong and can do the wrong things. Bangladesh is among the poorest countries in the world, 14% of the country below the international poverty line. And in recent history of the last 5 years or so, unrest in their neighbor to the east, Myanmar, has led to 1 million Rohingya refugees settling in Chittagong over here on their east. So one element is a large population of relatively desperate people who have no choice but to live normal lives. But it's much more than that. 100,000 people going to a funeral together in the middle of a lockdown isn't about desperation. It's about culture, and unstoppable culture. And it's about a people who know that their government can be wrong. They've seen it recently, just 50 years ago, and they know there are times when you just have to tell your government no. if you want freedom, if you want to have a life at all, that is essential. So today that phrase, land of the free, home of the brave, is made real in Bangladesh and just about nowhere else. Everywhere throughout the West are cowards being victimized by medical terrorists, making all their own problems by staying away from each other and making the common cold more deadly than it ever needed to be. That being said, remember, as deadly as we made the common cold, it's still only a 0.4% worldwide death rate for those who get it. 99.6% of people survive it just fine. So while the West has been subjugated by their own cowardice to a negligible threat, the people of Bangladesh continue to live their lives, whether out of necessity or simply the strength of their spirit. They demand freedom. They demand to live their lives. They are truly a brave people.